Hi everybody, this is David from Beagle Home Inspections, coming to you again with another video. This time what I'm going to do is part 2 of the 15 tools every homeowner should have. And today we'll be talking about tools number 6 through 10. And what I want to just kind of clarify at the beginning here is that these are just kind of the minimum tools that I think every homeowner should have around their house. Just in case a minor problem comes, you want to make a minor repair, you want to change something. These are the basic tools you should have around just to do minor things. If you're a handyman or you like doing different projects, get more specialized. The other thing that I want to say here is that buy a quality tool. Don't go buy the cheapest tool you can find. Spend a couple extra bucks, get a quality tool, ask around who makes good tools, who doesn't. Maybe go to a couple different stores and see what they have. But actually spend a few extra dollars on these tools, like last time, some of the crescent wrenches and the channel locks, those kinds of things. Buy a quality product and it's a one-time investment. It'll last you forever. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the tools for this time, and we'll start with number 6. Okay, here it is. Number 6 on our tool list is flashlights. Flashlights come in all different sizes and shapes, and some of them flash, some of them low beam, high beam, all kinds of different things. So you got to look around and say, okay, what is my needs? They have this great big one here. It's got a low beam, it's got a high beam, it's got a flashing beam, has all kinds of things that it can do, but it is rather large. This one, I like this one a lot. There's 9 LED lights in here. It's very bright. It's either on or it's off, but it's very small. The junk drawer in your kitchen, it fits right in there. And this can be used all the time for every different need that you need. The other one that I just absolutely love is this little tiny guy here. He's got 3 LED lights. He's actually very bright. And what I use this for a lot is in my garage at night, when I go in there, there's a light and it's not very bright. And I need to look inside of some cabinets, or I need to look up on some shelves that the light doesn't quite shine on, because there's kind of a partition that comes down from my ceiling I can't quite see on the other side of the light. This works great. I turn it on, I can see what I need to see, I can put it in my mouth and look around and use my hands if I need to get up by the ceiling to have some shelves up there to look inside. This guy I use all the time. And so when I'm talking about flashlights, maybe you want to get 2 or 3 different ones to suit your needs. This guy right here, this is really nice for, because it's got a couple of different things. One, on the end, it's a straight light that shoots out, but on the top, it's got a whole bunch of LED lights that if you're under a cabinet or in a closet or up in the attic and you need extra light to see what you're doing, even under your car or something like that, you need extra lights around, get a couple of these guys, set them down, and it shines up all the way around. So you have really good lighting for this. These aren't very expensive. And again, when I said tools, pay a couple extra bucks, get something nice. On flashlights is a little bit different because they make some cheaper ones that actually work really well. So it depends on what you need. If you're just going to get a couple, I would say get something like this. That's what, 4 inches long, and then get something like this. These guys right here, they're run right around $5. So if you need to get 1 or 2, that would be great. In fact, this is one just like this is what I have in my car. That's it helps out there too. That's pretty much it for flashlights. Let's move on to number 7. Okay, number 7 is tape measures. Again, like with flashlights, maybe get a couple different ones, for different purposes. Tape measures, I think the same thing too. You need a couple different ones. Basic tape measure. Here's a little guy who is 6 feet. This one, 25 feet. This is what you need in your house. Because when you're going and you just want to see where a picture goes, a shelf goes, something minor, this little 6-foot one works really great for that. It's small, fits right in your junk drawer. And if you're measuring big things, like you need to see the length of a wall, this one takes care of it all. Tape measures come in all different sizes, down from 6 feet to 8 to 10, 12, 15, 16, 20, 25, all the way up in shapes like this, so it's nice and compact. When you're in the house, 25 feet, what do you need anything bigger for? No, there's very few rooms that are bigger than that you're going to need to measure. So, and this one you're going to use all the time for measuring. Where do I put a picture or something like that? And then if you're measuring rooms and furniture and things like that, this one works really well. Now, if you need to do some landscaping or something in your yard and you have to go bigger, then I think you need something like this guy here. And this is 100 foot. So you got 100 feet if you need to measure out a sprinkler system, a garden bed, how far apart do I plant these bushes and trees and things like that. You can measure the whole thing out all at one time. The thing about this one is once, and it's really good for outside, there's not a whole lot of use for it inside, but once you use it, how much are you going to redo your yard or re-landscape your yard? So just a hint, maybe if your neighbor has one, go borrow it off of them for a little while and do your landscape measuring and that. Other than that, use your 25-foot one or your 6-8-foot one. And again, they do make some really cheap ones, and there's springs inside of here, and the cases are you want nice solid case, you want a good spring. So again, spend a couple extra bucks, get a really nice one, and it'll last you forever. All right, that's number 7. Let's move on to number 8. Okay, we're on to number 8, which is hacksaws. The thing about hacksaws is there's 2 parts to it. There's the frame, and then there's the blade. And the frame, again, like I keep saying, get a good quality frame. Pay the extra couple dollars, get a good solid frame, and you only have to buy one, and you're good, for the rest of your life. The blades, what I need to tell you about the blades is normally what hacksaws are used for is to cut metal pipes, different types of metal, but they make different blades for different things. So you can get blades that'll cut metal, you can get blades that'll cut plastic, you can get blades that'll cut wood. So you have a lot of variety that you can use this for. And when you're cutting things, think of wood or something like that. Think of it as a very fine cut that you need to do in a piece of wood, and use that blade. The other thing about blades is normally in the United States, when we cut with a saw, the cutting part is done when you push away from yourself. That's when you actually make the cut. Pulling back doesn't cut anything, but pushing down actually does. Some other countries, it's just the opposite. They grow up with you cut pulling towards you instead of pushing down. And there's some discussion about making a better cut or a more precise cut when you can pull it towards you as opposed to pushing away. So what some of my friends have told me, the difference is it's a rough cut if you push away. It's a finer cut if you pull it towards you, because supposedly you have better control over it. Make up your own mind about that. Almost always I cut pushing away from me. And there is an arrow on these, except what I was doing a little while ago, the arrow was actually pointing backwards. I needed to make a really fine cut and a very precise cut. So the first little while I started pulling it towards me to get the cut started, make sure it was straight, make sure it was in line. And then I did it, so I said, well, I'll just finish it like this. So I happened to finish it that one like that. Again, like I said, get a good quality frame. The other thing about hacksaws too, this is what you mostly see. They make another one like this. So if you have to go into a tight place, it's still the same blade and you still put it on the same way and all that. It's just so much narrower on top that if I have to go in through somewhere I don't have a lot of room, then you can use this. Do you need to get this as just a homeowner? Probably not. This is kind of a specialty thing right here. So everybody else is going to use something like this. That's about it for hacksaws. So let's move on to number 9. Okay, let's move on to number 9. It's called Torpedo Level, or just a level. One of the reasons that they say torpedo level is because they're talking about a little tiny one like this. You as a homeowner, do you need anything bigger than this? Most of the time, no. Sometimes it is convenient to have one of these big guys. It's 2 feet long. It's exactly the same. It's got three different levels in it. It's just 3 feet long. This one's really handy to use around your house for just as a picture level, as a frame level. Actually, the sides and top and bottom of windows, when you're ordering some curtains or blinds or shades or anything like that, see if it's level, because if it's not, that means that where you're going to put the shutters or curtains or whatever, you might be narrow narrower at the top than you are at the bottom. These are good for that. And they check 3 different ways. The top one checks things horizontal. The middle one checks things that are vertical or flat. And then you got a 45-degree angle one that's down here on the bottom to check what your angle is and some things. Like I said, this one's going to do just about everything you need around your house. Something that I would suggest if you get one of these, what's one thing to measure is the AC unit outside. It's normally sitting on a little pad. It gets eroded, wind, and that takes out some of the rocks and dirt away from underneath. Put this on all sides of your air conditioner to make sure it's level. If it's not, it doesn't get oiled properly and the refrigerant doesn't work as good, and it can actually increase the energy needs, decrease the efficiency, and it also can wear parts away if it's not level. So maybe you need to get that fixed. The one thing I do like a bigger level for is, let's say I'm going to put up some shelves. I can put this on, I level it, and I need to make, I can draw a line across the whole top. I got a 2-foot line to use to measure how my shelves are there. The other thing, because this is wide right here, if I have it there, have somebody hold this, I actually set my shelf right on top of this and make sure that everything is level from that point of view, and then screw it in that way. So it does have its purpose. If you're not worried, if you're not sure what to get, start off with this little guy. This one's about, what, 6 inches long. They do make some that are 9 inches that are really pretty good. They come in heavier duty models, and some of them have a magnetic strip along the side. So on your workbench, if you need to put it somewhere, you just tack it up to a metal strip or magnetic strip, and it's right there. This one's got a hole in it. I have a pegboard, and I just set it on the peg there. So that's about it with levels. Let's move on to the last one we're going to talk about for today, and that is be number 10. Okay, we're on the last one for today, which is number 10, and that is safety glasses. If you're going to be doing something that's going to cause anything to go into the air, sparks or liquids or dust or chips or whatever, if the potential is there for something to get out, to fly out into the air, put some of these on. And these come in all different shapes and sizes, just from basic glasses you put on over to wrap around. You can put goggles on. They have full face masks, or they have the shield, the little hat thing you put on, and it's a shield that goes down in front of your face. So it's not confining there, and there's an open space underneath, but make sure your head is tilted down when you're doing that so it doesn't come up underneath. You only have one pair of eyes, and like this level, if I drop it or I step on it or it gets broken, I can go to the store, I can buy another one. Your eyes, you hurt them, you can't go to the store and replace them. So any chance that there is of anything going into the air, any direction, get some safety glasses and put them on before you start your work. Leave them on for a little bit after, because if things are floating around or moving, then you want everything to kind of settle before you take these off or leave the area. And kind of the idea is, the more that you're going to put in the air, the more protection you need from these, or the greater the surface area of these to protect your face. So that's really it for safety glasses. Get some, and they're not that expensive. Get some, have them around where you need them, and use them. Okay, so that's it. That's the next 5. So next time we'll be talking about tools 11 through 15. And again, just a reminder, it's nice to have a couple different sizes of each one of these tools, but if you can't afford it, get one that you can afford, but make sure it's a quality one, because most of these tools are really, you buy it once and you're done. So make sure you get a good one. If you need a couple of them, a couple different sizes, great, go ahead and do that. If you have any comments or suggestions or ideas for future videos, give me a holler. You can go to www.beaglehomeinspections. You can get in touch with me through there. I'm also launching a business Facebook page, so pretty soon that'll be up and running, and you can see things on there too. I post a little bit different things, some of the same stuff that you're looking at now, but try and have a little bit of variety going on there. So with that said, everybody be safe, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.